Hello and welcome to the Section 10.4 application walkthrough. In this section we were looking at factoring trinomials into linear binomials and some other factoring tools as well. For the first two problems, it's just like the problems that you've seen, except for instead of being more numbers, this is more variable oriented, and so I'm going to leave those two to you. This one's your traditional factoring. You can use Australian method. It's a little bit tough since we don't have numbers there. And this one over here is a difference of squares. So use your rules for that and you should be okay. In number 3, we are finding the area. Okay. Well, area is just length times width. Okay. If I look for length times width here, I'm probably going to go 2x plus 5 times 3x minus 4. So I'm just going to say 2x plus 5, 3x minus 4. Okay, multiply those together, and that's really kind of a review from an earlier section in this unit. The real problem in this is number 4, finding the base and the height. Okay, or the length and the width, whichever one you want to look at it as. It really means the same thing, okay? But you are going to be working on that, and the way you do that is I just want to factor this. Okay, let's see what that might look like. So I want to factor 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. Okay, and so I kind of think of what, my special numbers or my kind of goal numbers. I have a times c is negative 24. And so what numbers multiply to negative 24 and add up to negative 5? Okay, so they want to add up to b and multiply to ac. And so looking at that, maybe I have, I can go through the whole list if I want to. I can go negative 24 and 1. That's going to be a negative 23. Maybe I jump a little bit and let's say, let's go negative 12 and 2. We'll just go down the line. That'll be negative 10. If I go negative, what's the next one? 9 doesn't multiply to 24. We'd go with 8, but I think that goes too far. That would be negative 4. Or, sorry, 8 times 3, not 8 times 4. There you go. So that does get us there. So negative 8 and positive 3. Remember to do this, I'm going 2x, let's say minus 8, and 2x plus 3, all divided by 2. Okay, and then we can factor this first one. We can factor out a common factor of 2, and we get x minus 4, 2x plus 3, and we're dividing by 2. The 2's cancel, so I get x minus 4 and 2x plus 3. So I would probably say, to answer this question, the base is the longer side, so I'm going to guess that it's the 2x plus 3. And the height is the shorter one, so it's x minus 4. Okay, if you just said those two were your answers, you'd be just fine. Okay, I just want to know that you can factor it and know that when you factor the area, you're going to get 2 side lengths. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 5 really quick. All right, it is a graphing problem. We're going to be seeing more problems like this later on in this term, but I just want to get a quick look at it and see what it might look like. Okay. Excuse me. So all I really want you to do is take these x values and plug them in and figure out what the y values are. All right, and we do have calculators that are pretty good for that. They're these TI-30X2S's, and I'll show you why. So let's say we have x squared. The first x we have is negative 5. plus 2 times negative 5 minus 8. So all I have to do there is hit enter, and it tells me my answer is 7. The beauty of these calculators is I can use the up arrow to go back into that previous line and edit the numbers. So the next one's negative 3 there, and I can hit enter, and I get negative 5. The next one is negative 2, and I get negative 8. Okay, and then we go negative 1, and I get negative 9. Let's see what happens at 0. I go ahead and hit this delete button to get rid of the negative because 0 isn't negative. So I can hit delete for the 0 there, and I get negative 8. When I plug in 1, I get negative 5. When I plug in 2, I get 0. And when I plug in 3, I get 7. Okay, so that is the table of values. And just remember, like for instance, this means that I'm going to plot the point negative 5, 7, and I'm going to put that point on the graph, and somehow my graph should intersect all those points. I'll give you a hint, it will not be a straight line, so don't think that you're messing up when you're plotting points and they don't turn out to be a straight line. The last part just says to put your function into factored form. That just means factor this right side over here, and I think that you guys can manage that. So what you need to do is finish all the other problems, make sure you graph that, and put it into factored form. After that, good luck on the mastery challenge, and we'll see you out there.